In the headlines, over 10,000 prank calls inundate terrorist-related call center 999 24 hours after launch of See Something, Say Something campaign. Truck crashes into toll booth at Tema, injuring 2 people. NPP electing new regional officers in Ashanti region. There is a protest over the voters' register where some delegates from the TESCON wing have complained of not finding their names in the register. Nii Odoi family challenges Owoo family over Achimota Forest lands. Parliament summons Finance Minister to account for COVID-19 expenditure. And Dom Kwabenya MP Adwoa Sarfo's newly acquired American accent generates public discussion. The Ministry of National Security last Tuesday launched a campaign to create public awareness on a terrorism alertness. The hotline 999 is where people can call to report suspicious incidents. But just after 24 hours after the launch, the call center dedicated to terrorist reports has received over 10,000 prank calls.
According to the Ministry of National Security, the majority of calls to the center have been prank calls and calls to verify the operationalization of the call line. The ministry is concerned about the latest trend, which has culminated in long call queues and delayed response to calls made to the center. Despite the development, the ministry has assured the public of the activeness of the call center and encouraged the public to report all suspicious persons and behavior. We beseech all and sundry to desist from making prank calls to the center, as doing so undermines the ability of law enforcement agencies to effectively respond to actual crisis, a statement released yesterday said.
A tipper truck on Friday morning crashed into the toll booth at the Tema end of the Accra-Tema motorway. 2 people were injured as a result of the accident.
The accident occurred early morning when the truck heading towards Accra from Afienya section crashed into the empty toll booth, damaging the structures. The driver and his conductor, who were injured, were rushed to the Tema General Hospital. The Tema Regional Motor Traffic and Transport Directorate Commander, Chief Superintendent William Asante, told journalists at the scene of the event that the tipper truck filled with sand from Afienya was headed to Accra. However, on reaching the Tema toll plaza, the truck crashed into the 2 empty booths, destroying the structures in the process. The accident also resulted in the truck spilling the heap of sand on the road, resulting in a minor traffic holdup.
The new Patriotic Party is electing new officers to run the affairs of the party for the next 4 years. 6 regions held their elections today, and the others are expected to hold theirs on Saturday.
In the Northeast region, the incumbent regional chairman Nuruddin Fuseni has been re-elected. He pulled 72 votes out of a total valid vote of 146 to beat his closest contender, Bawa Kamara, who pulled 50 votes. In the northern region, where some unaccredited persons sneaked into the Tamale Stadium where the election was being held, they were arrested and handed over to the police.
I want to come and so
In the Ashanti region, where the election is being held on Saturday, there are still issues about the voters' register, where some members of the Tertiary Education Confederacy of the NPP have complained of their names being deleted from the register and replaced with people who are not students. The president of the Kumasi Technical University branch of TESCON, for instance, had this to say in an interview with Accra-based Asempa FM.
How to stand now, album Nabano, and it's a more than any show as the current TESCON president, or no, I got to Abano. In how to stand there, not just a meeting. Now,
Anita Morgan, or your
Mr. Assistance no on your current national welcome for Asokwa or your NSS personnel. Our way school or your NSS.
On your TESCON executive.
Mr. Your TESCON executive.
And the Diwa list Nimuse or Kotu about now as a TESCON executive.
Me patron. Yeah, I'm paying for a petition paying for. The
Achimota Forest brouhaha continues as one Nii Odoi from Owoo is arguing that the said lands being handed over to the Owoo family by the government actually belongs to the people of Owoo. To him, the people of Owoo have equally petitioned the government over the years to release the said lands to them, but nothing has been done. He made this known in an interview on Joy News and said they may proceed to the courts.
They are saying that the Owoo family petitioned them. I'm telling you, there are thousands and thousands of petitions that the Accra people have made to the government. Not even Accra people, the whole of Ghana. Why only the Owoo family? And look at the quantum. So we are saying that, okay, fine. We cannot fight government. If government want to release land, and they are sure they are releasing the land, it is not to the Owoo family. It should be to the people of Owoo.
Going forward, what are we to expect from the Owoo stool? Do you intend to engage government?
We want to go to court. We want to go to court.
You'll be going to court?
We will be going to court. Okay. Even though we have some reservations, we will be going to court. And then we will petition the government as well.
In Parliament yesterday, the Minister of Finance was summoned to appear before the House and give account of how COVID-19 funds were expended. This, according to the House, is to enable Parliament to decide on the approval of subsequent loans.
The summons came after the chairman of the Finance Committee, Kweku Kwatin, moved a motion for approval of €75 million for COVID-19 health response project. The Speaker, Alban S.K. Bagbin, who agreed with some members of the committee for the motion to be set aside, noted that the House will only consider the loan after the Minister of Finance has given details of how previous loans were utilized.
From the interventions of members, I see that there is the unwillingness of members to go with the committee until the monies that have been expended on COVID-19 are accounted for. In principle, from the contributions, members are not against getting such, as described by the ranking member for the committee, cheap money. First, account for what has been given to you before we go ahead to even approve the cheap money. We are not happy and will not support government to go in for domestic loans.
And before we go, Dom Kwabenya MP Adwoa Sarfo's interview with Joy News on Thursday on why she is still absent in Parliament has generated public discussion. The discussion is on the American slang accent with which she responded to the questions. We'll bring you a playback.
Whether it was granted or not, yes. And decisions like that lie in the bosom of the Speaker. And so I am not to answer whether he permitted it or not. I have to do what I have to do as a member of Parliament, which is that there's a 15-day rule. I am going beyond it. What do I do in the circumstances as a reasonable person? And that's exactly what I did.
Graphic Online's News in Brief is brought to you by Graphic News Plus.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Thank you for watching. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh and follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic, on Twitter at GraphicGH, and on YouTube at GraphicGH. I'm Ama Amankwa Befi.